Hello, you gorgeous makeup geeks. I know I have my naked face today, scary. But I wanted to show you guys my updated foundation routine for the winter. I want to show you how to look very fresh and dewy this winter. You kind of have to change up how you apply your foundation just so you don't get that very matte finish, because during the winter you tend to get a little bit more dry, so you need to not use as many powders and dry products. So I'm going to show you my technique. You definitely want to start with a primer, because if you're using any sort of dewy foundation, it can accentuate any blemishes or pores that you have. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I have problems with pores right here. I also have a little bit of redness, so I have to focus my foundation here, but that also helps to have a primer. The one I'm using right now that I really like is the Clinique one, and it's the Clinique Pore Minimizer Instant Perfector. Now they have a different couple different ones. Yes. You want to get the one that's Instant Perfector, and it's in the skinny tube like this, so make sure to get this one. It works a lot better. But I like this one a lot because the consistency, I mean, even though it's kind of a white color, it's not gel-like like a lot of primers, and sometimes that can slide a little bit too much, and I like this one just because for me it fills in the pores really well. So you want to take a little bit of that with your clean hands and just apply it. I apply most of it here in the problem area where my pores are, and it does work really well at filling it in, but it doesn't slide all over the place. So I use this as my primer, put a little bit on the forehead too. But under the eyes, I want something that's a little bit more slick, so that way the concealer doesn't settle into fine lines and whatnot. So you can use any sort of primer. You can use, I know it sounds weird, you can use Monistat chafing gel. That works as a primer too. You just need something that's very slippery and kind of silicone-like. I'm going to use the Palladio primer, foundation primer, because it's inexpensive, and I need just a really tiny bit under the eyes, just so that concealer doesn't seep into those fine lines and grooves and all that stuff. So once you get your primer applied, then you can do your foundation. Now, I wanted to show you my favorite dewy foundations. There's two. I have a high-end and a low-end one. The high-end one is the NARS Sheer Glow. It gives an amazing dewy finish. It's a really nice foundation. The only problem I've had is that I think it broke me out. I got little bumps when I was using this. I don't know if it was because of this or whatever reason, so I quit using it, even though I really do love it. I think it's an amazing foundation. But the one that I switched to, and it costs a lot less, is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. This is a dewy finish foundation that's really comparable to the NARS Sheer Glow. It works really well. I think the NARS one is $30-something or $40. The Neutrogena one's like $12, so you definitely save some money. So that's the foundation, but let's do our concealer real quick. I'm going to use the Eve Pearl, and this is the color Medium. I'm going to take just a bit because I have under eye bags, and it's a little bit dark. Oops, can you guys hear my dryer? Okay, so apply this. Just a thin layer, and do you see how that automatically brightened up around my eyes? You don't see my eye bags as much. The trick with under eye concealer is you want something that's a very warm, very peachy shade, because it counteracts the blueness that happens under the eyes. Since it's opposite on the color wheel, it counteracts that color. Okay, since I have that primer on there, you're going to be careful you don't apply too much, because sometimes it can slide around a little too much. So if you're oily skin, maybe you could skip that primer. There we go. Okay, now we can apply our foundation. So I'm going to use the Neutrogena Healthy Skin, and the color I'm using is number 60 Natural Beige, but use whatever color that you want. And what I like to do is just apply it all over my face. And you don't have to have much, but I apply a little bit more foundation than a normal person just because on camera it's, I don't know, I like a really smooth foundation. I'm actually mixing it just a little bit with my Lancome, I don't know how to say it, my Idol Ultra foundation. I really like this one too. It's kind of a satiny finish. It's not extremely dewy, but just a little bit. Anyways, take your beauty blender, and what I did is I wet it with some warm water, squeezed it out so it puffed up like this, because this is the normal size, so it's a little bit bigger. Wet it, and it makes it very pliable and very soft, and it's a great way to apply foundation. So what I'm going to do is I kind of pat the foundation like this, and then towards the temples, because I want it to fade as it goes back, you can start rolling it like this. So pat. and then you can start rolling it to blend it. Now make sure too, hold on, I'm going to put a little foundation. You want to put a little bit down the neck too, because nothing is worse if your foundation doesn't match exactly to your face or your neck. There's nothing worse than having like the orange face or the white face in the neck and everything else looks different. So I always put foundation a little bit down my neck just to kind of blend it a little bit more so there's not this harsh line. So once you guys have your foundation on, then you can start applying your highlighter, your cream blush and all that. I'm not going to apply any powder at all just because my face is dry to begin with and it is winter, so you really don't need powder. But if you have oily skin, just put a little bit of powder here, your nose, forehead, and chin. Don't do your whole face because that's when it starts to look really cakey. If you want very fresh and dewy, the less powder or none at all is a lot better. So I'm going to apply actually my highlighter first. And my favorite one, I know this is really pricey, is the Armani Fluid Sheer, and I get number 2. It's just an amazing cream or liquid highlighter. It kind of has like a pinkish gold hue to it. It just looks really, really nice on all skin tones. So I'm going to take a cheek highlighter brush like this, pick up some of the product, smile. We're going to put this just all along the cheekbones. Hopefully the light is picking up on this so you guys can see the effect it has, but it gives just a really nice dewy finish to it. So just apply that all along here on the cheekbones and a little bit up towards the temple. Now you can apply your blush. You can do blush first, then highlighter. It's just completely preference as to how you want to do it. I'm going to use a cream blush because during the winter, again, you still want that very dewy finish. Cream blushes are better. The one I'm really liking right now is the MAC one in Lillicent, but NYX has some great cream blushes too. I forget the one. I think it's like Tea Rose is a nice one. But to apply it, make sure, again, your hands are clean. No Dorito fingers. You're going to take 2 fingers, tap it into the blush, and then all you're going to do is smile and put it right on the apples of the cheek, and then you're going to tap it and blend it out. And do you see how it gives just a very flush, rosy finish? And with applying this directly to foundation, not over powder, it kind of gives more of a creamy look to it. So once you have your blush on, that's really all you need for the dewy finish face. If you want to look even fresher and even more glowy, you can just take a really clear or natural looking lip gloss. I really like the NYX one in Baby Rose. You can just apply a light layer of that just for a little bit of color to kind of plump up the lips. And then if you guys want to, you could do just a light shimmer shadow on top of the lids, put on a lot of mascara. You're good to go for a very fresh and natural look for the wintertime. So hopefully, hold on, I got a little creasing here because I didn't do my eyes yet. But anyways, you guys get the idea for the skin. It just looks really fresh and dewy. It doesn't feel heavy at all. You don't really need a lot of stuff during the wintertime just because your skin is dry. You just want everything to be very dewy looking. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But go to makeupgeek.com. I'll have the stuff listed for you guys. I'll try to find some inexpensive alternatives to all the stuff that I used. Even though the Neutrogena Healthy Skin is a great foundation, it's really not expensive at all. And then, you know, instead of the MAC blush, you can use a NYX one. But I'll try to find a good, inexpensive cheek highlighter for you guys. So check it out. But as always, be happy and healthy. Stay warm out there, you guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.